Being a creative is hard because to create, you have to be a god. Sometimes our journey is a lesson, a lot of mistakes, regrets, and success. My name is Prosper Moses, a 3D artist and a game developer. I'm pretty proud of myself as an artist and what I've done with my career. But in 2023, I fell deep into depression. For me, the worst thing that destroys our creativity is self-doubt. This all started in 2015, my final year in school. It was the burning desire to create. But how can I create when I do not know what or how to create? I tried out so many different things, but I didn't have fulfillment. One day, I discovered Blender on YouTube, an all-in-one software for creators, and that was how my creative journey began. In 2016, I moved to Lagos. A few months later, I got an internship opportunity. I had to put in all I've got into crafting my skill. So many sleepless nights learning. In 2018, I made my first $2,000. I got a better laptop. I became busy with so many client gigs and projects. 2019, I got an animation job. I was making so much money from different projects. Then I discovered that this isn't really what I want. I wasn't really creating, but rather, I was just helping others to create their dream. How can I be a creator without being able to create something for myself? That same year, while working as a 3D animator, I started my own short film. But yeah, it wasn't a smooth ride. Pipeline was wrong, my script was terrible, and my timeline kept timing. But it was a learning experience for me, which I'm proud of. I've turned down so many client gigs just to focus on myself. Then came the year 2023, I was a god. I've created so many different projects for myself and I loved them. But now, I was broke. My animation salary wasn't enough anymore and I didn't know how to monetize my own creations. So I decided to create for myself an actual portfolio. Maybe with that, I would get a better job. I had to start learning from the basics, the ABC of creation, and I took the first step.
What happened to I got you, babe?
Well, I got this, babe.
A few months later, I was done. Portfolio ready, this is the best thing I've ever made. A lot of positive reviews and feedback. Then I started applying and applying and applying and applying and applying. Not a single interview. I was stuck. I couldn't go back and I couldn't go forward. My clients were gone and I can't get a better job. At this time, I've lost all hope. I started to doubt myself and I fell deep into depression. At one of the lowest points in my life, it was the voice of God that strengthened me. November 2023, I was in church, a meeting called Prophetic Hub. I heard the voice of God speaking to me through my pastor, but I didn't quite get the words clear because I was busy snapping media pictures for church. A few days later, I was in the studio. It was hard to get any work done. Why didn't I learn to code? I said to myself. Programmers were cashing out. My thoughts were sucking me in, and for the first time, I regretted being a creative. That same evening, I took a walk. Then I remember God was speaking to me in church. I brought out my phone and I went exactly to the point where I heard him. The words were so encouraging and uplifting.
Sometimes you're in a season and it's so chaotic. You're just living by faith. You're just following God. You're just following what you know to do. You are seeing chaos. But that's not what the Lord is seeing. The Lord is seeing order.
For about 5 minutes straight, God was talking to me, and lastly, He told me that He had given me the unction to walk on water. My life changed from that day. I was a new man. I've never had so much hope before, even when there was so much darkness around me. I started learning to trust in the unknown, to trust in the unseen, and I began believing the impossible. In November 2023, I was at an event. I met a friend who told me about a job opportunity, but I wasn't sure if the job can pay well. I told him I wasn't interested. The next day morning, I got a call from another friend telling me about the same opportunity, and that was how I decided to give it a try. In January, we had our first meeting. At the end of the meeting, the owner of the studio told me he wanted me to be the creative director. Why? Because of my experience.
All I see is you sitting on your little big boy tricycle going broomity broomity. What happened to I got you, babe?
And that was how I became the creative director. The production was awesome, the quality top-notch, and the pipeline was flawless. I later realized that those projects I thought failed was actually what gave me the experience to take on this role. You might be struggling as a creative now, you might feel stuck, or you can't even see any progress. You have to be strong. You need to be strong. Don't give up, don't give in. Keep pushing, keep learning, and keep sharing. Say no to doubt, and God's light will guide you through.